Om Shanti. Welcome to those of you joining us through the video, and very good morning to those of you who are here live. We just had a nice chit chat, and now we're going to move into the Murli reading part. And in yesterday's blog message for Daddy Gulzar's day, Baba was saying to us that children, you need to develop intensive, fiery yoga. And sometimes Baba refers to it as volcanic yoga. And Baba is saying that children often don't realize how powerful yoga is and how much can be achieved through yoga. But if you think about it, not only are you able to purify your own soul, you're able to purify others, you're able to purify the elements of nature even. If you think how much of a big thing that is to transform nature. So think what yoga can achieve. Yoga is the highest spiritual practice of the cycle. And different spiritual practices promise different things, don't they? Some will say you can control the wind through this. Some will say you can control fire through this. Some will say you can control the weather through this. Some will say you can control yourself through this. So you think throughout the centuries, so many different spiritual practices have offered one or another power. And Baba says that the deities, they're the masters of everything. And they are souls who in their previous birth had yoga with Shiv Baba. And that yoga power then runs everything in the golden age and silver ages. The deities are even able to have children just through their thoughts. Think how big that is. So Baba says, think what yoga power is able to achieve. And then you begin to think, well, am I using it enough? Am I going into the depth of it? Am I exploring what yoga could provide me, even now at confluence age? And so Baba says, the more that you develop your silence power, the scientists will continue to develop their science power. And golden age is silence plus science. When the two are in their perfect form, that's when the world is heaven. So Baba's working on us for the silence bit. And he's also sending pure thoughts to help the intellects of the souls who are doing the science bit. And Baba says that this science is so powerful. It can turn night into day. It can turn cold into a warm place. It can even grow vegetables in the desert. So think what science can achieve. It can go to the moon. Now, if science can master the elements in so many ways and master the life, it can illnesses that would kill us or disable us, they are now eradicated through science. So science can achieve so much. Baba is saying, what's missing is the yoga bit. You Brahmins have to develop this. And the more that you practice your concentration, the more the yoga, first of all, will work on yourself. So your big challenge is to conquer the vices. And those vices are like fire as well. So Baba says that your fire of yoga is a cooling fire. It cools the hot fire of the vices. And those vices drive your sense organs. They drive your mind. So Baba was saying today that they come as a ghost because the actions that we've performed in previous births, it echoes. So it comes as a ghost in the form of sanskar. So we've been using the sword of lust and anger and so on in the past. And it comes with us in the form of sanskars that drive us again towards those actions. So those actions then are repeated through sanskars. that emerge as a ghost, which is like an echo of past actions we've performed. So Baba was saying that now you have to instill within you the sanskars of knowledge. And the sanskars of knowledge means the sanskars of purity and the sanskars of yoga. So Baba is saying to us that children have a fire of yoga that cools and subdues these vices. This morning, Brahma Baba was sharing that even though his body was old, even though it was unwell, he was not going to let it stop him being clear in his mind and also being clear to serve others. And we saw that with Devi Janki too, that they were determined that karmic accounts should not stop them. So Baba was saying that he just makes sure they have very intensive yoga. And that yoga then overrides the effect of the karmic accounts. So first of all, we need the fire of yoga for ourselves. And then yesterday, Baba was saying that that fire of yoga, as you make it volcanic and you also make it consistent, it will spread an energy into the world. And that energy is going to be very valuable for the world. What are we seeing currently on our TV screens? We're seeing the fires of destruction, aren't we? We're seeing how bombs just drop and what was a peaceful neighborhood is up in flames. We're seeing the fire of fear spreading. We're seeing the fire of sorrow spreading. We're seeing the fire of revenge, anger spreading. And so at such time, I was saying, don't you think they need the fire of yoga? Don't you think that they deserve to receive those vibrations? You've got to support them. There isn't anyone else who's remembering Shambhala. You're the only ones. So you have to dedicate yourself to this practice. And so we thought it would be useful to revise a repeat a Murli on this theme. And we've chosen the Murli of the 26th of December, 1984. So I'm going to hand over to Ranjan.
Om Shanti, good morning to all. This is the Murli of 26th December 1984. Remember last we read the Murli of about Bhopal 10th December 1984. This is the Murli of 26th December 1984. Baba says, today the Almighty Father is observing two powers in particular. So, Bap Dada are observing, Almighty Father is observing two powers in particular. One is political power and the other is the godly power. These two powers are playing their special roles in the confluence age. We are seeing that at the present time, political powers. The godly power is constantly immovable and imperishable. The political power is fluctuating. Godly power is called the power of truth because it is given by the true Father, the true teacher, and the true Satguru. This is why the power of truth is always elevated. It is through the power of truth that you are establishing the golden age, the land of truth. Truth is that which is imperishable. Truth is also essence. Truth is real as well as imperishable. Through the power of truth, you claim the imperishable inheritance and the imperishable blessings for the education which enables you to attain an imperishable status which no one can erase. Because of the power of truth, you who have the power of truth have been imperishably praised and worshipped by the world from the very beginning to the end of the path of bhakti. Truth means that which is real. So what is the first truth you have come to know? You understand the truth being a soul. You have come to know the real introduction of the true Father. Through this recognition of truth, which you gained through the true knowledge, you have automatically acquired the power of truth. The giver is also truth, and the recognition is true, and so naturally the attainment is also truth. Through this power of truth, the darkness of falsehood and known knowledge, known knowledge, is automatically dispelled. Known knowledge is always false, and knowledge is the essence, is the truth.
It's agyan, ignorance.
Ignorance. In Hindi, it is agyan. Just you put agyan before gyan, means no knowledge. So Baba is saying that through this power of truth, the darkness of falsehood and known knowledge is automatically dispelled. Known knowledge, that is ignorance, is always false, and knowledge is the essence, is the truth. This is why, in praise of the Father, the Bhagats, devotees, have sung Satyam Shivam Sundaram, means you are the truth, you are the benevolent, you are the beautiful. It's a Hindi song. You might have even heard it lots of times. The power of truth enables you to conquer matter and Maya very easily. Now ask yourselves, having become the children of the true Father, to what extent have you imbibed the power of truth? So Baba is asking us to check within. Sorry. The sign of the one who has the power of truth is that they will always be fearless. No, in Hindi it is nirbhay. So it's fearless. Just as you have heard in the Murlis, truth makes you dance. So too, because of being constantly carefree and fearless, carefree, befikr, Baba often gives us the title, you are carefree kings. So Baba is saying that the sign of the one who has the power of truth is that they will always be fearless. Just as you have heard in the Murlis, truth makes you dance. So too, because of being constantly carefree and fearless, those who have the power of truth will always dance in happiness. Those who have fear and worry cannot dance in happiness. They even worry about their own weaknesses because this is the path of truth. If one's sanskars or thoughts are weak, one would definitely worry about one's weaknesses. Weaknesses definitely bring the mind into a state of fluctuations. No matter how hard one tries to hide these in oneself, with an artificial and temporary smile, according to the time and circumstances, the power of truth, however, will definitely still bring the mind into perplexion, dejection, and waste thoughts, because falsehood cannot make a stand in the face of truth. They show a picture of Krishna dancing on a cobra head in the middle of the ocean on the path of bhakti. It is a snake, but through the power of truth, even a snake's head becomes a stage for dancing on. No matter how fearful the circumstances or vicious the form of Maya, or disturbing the relations and connections, or poisonous the atmosphere, yet the one who possesses the power of truth will change all of these into a stage on which to dance with happiness. So this is a picture of whom? Of all of you. So Baba says this is our stage at this time. So it's a picture in bhakti, they show only of Krishna, but in fact it belongs to all of us. All are to become Krishna. You all raise your hands for this, do you not? There is nothing like this in the life story of Rama, the silver-aged king. Rama and Sita, they are not praised in such a way. He is sometimes happy and sometimes sad. The souls who will become Krishna will constantly dance on the stage of such a state of affairs. Matter, Maya, people, or the comforts of the world cannot move them. They make Maya itself a stage or a bed to rest on. You have seen this picture as well, have you not? The snake was made into a bed for rest. That is an indication of victory. So the sign of the power of truth is this picture of truth makes you dance. Those who have the power of truth can never drown. It is possible that the boat of truth will play the game of fluctuation, but it will never sink. You will also experience the game of fluctuation. Nowadays, they consciously play games in which you move up and down. It is a fall. But because it is a game, there is only the experience of victory. No matter how much fluctuation there is, but the One who is playing the game will always consider it to be a victory gained. So, do you consider yourselves to have the power of truth, that is, to be blessed with victory? Do you always experience yourselves to be the embodiment of victory? If even now there is some fluctuation or fear, then it means that together with truth, there is still some falsehood as well, which is why you are brought into fluctuations. So check yourselves. Are your thoughts, vision, attitude of mind, speech, relations, connections, immovable in the power of truth? Acha, today there are many to meet, and so the extension of how you can apply the power of truth to acquire all specialities in Brahmin life will be explained another time. Did the double foreigners celebrate Christmas, or is it Christmas today as well? Because this is the Boxing Day. This is 26/12/84. So it's a Boxing Day, Murli. And that's why Baba is asking, because there were lots of presents and cards on the stage and Christmas tree. So that's why Baba is asking, did the double foreigners celebrate Christmas, or is it Christmas today as well? The confluence age is the age of celebration for the Brahmin children, and so sing, dance, and celebrate in happiness every day. It is as compared to the Kalpa, the confluence age is equal to only a few days, means compared to the 5,000 years, confluence age is only short time. So that's why Baba says few days. This is why each day of confluence age is great. Acha, now Baba is giving us all blessings. To all those who are the embodiment of the power of truth, who receive the inheritance or true blessings from the true Father, who are always victorious through the power of truth, who are forever conquerors of Maya and conquerors of matter, who dance in happiness. To such true children, love and remembrances and namaste from the true Father, the true teacher, and the true Guru. Om Shanti. Then there's a Murli of the New Year.
Sure. So what we gained from the Murli just then was the connection between truth, eternity, and fearlessness. So Baba is saying to us that if you want to develop intensive yoga, fiery yoga, volcanic yoga, it is about the intensity with which you keep your awareness and your vision on only that which is eternal. The Supreme Soul is eternal. You, the soul, are eternal. Another soul, the soul is eternal, not the body. And nature is eternal as well. This drama is eternal. And so when we are keeping our awareness and vision in eternity on that which is true, then we are fearless. But we are unburdened. But when we are in our body conscious mindset, then we have so many other thoughts. And as yogis, we can be in that mindset and then have some yoga, and then be in that mindset and then have some yoga. And of course, all yoga is good, but it's not intensive. And this is the switch which Baba would like us to make, that we remain in our truth. Last Sunday, we were repeating the Murli of the 22nd of February 1990. And it was the festival of Shiv Jayanti that week. So the team in Madhaban had selected a Shiv Jayanti Murli for us all to repeat and think on. And I found that Murli very, very useful and powerful. Even though I've heard all these Murlis many times, it was the right time for me to hear that Murli again. And it was very, very precise and poignant, the way in which Shiv Baba was talking about Shiv Jayanti as the festival memorializing the points of light. So Baba was saying, if you think about it, everything is a point of light. Shiv Baba is a point of light. You, the soul, are a point of light. And then even nature is made up of all these particles, all these points of light, and photons, which are, the whole of nature is based on the sun's light energy. Otherwise nothing grows here. So every molecule contains the energy of light from the sun. And so this week, I've been practicing just seeing points of light, just continually reminding myself. If I look, for example, I look at Ranjan Band, I remind myself that that is a body of many points of light. And those molecules have come together. And then in the forehead, there is a soul, the point of light, who is a traveler as well. And Shiv Baba, of course, is our father. And so what it does is it just helps me to feel detached, and it helps me to feel that everything is permanent. So as Baba is saying, you stabilize in truth, you become fearless. Baba tells us that the deities have no experience of death. And in yesterday's blessing, Baba was defining death as transformation. And so that is the truth, that nothing is really started or ended, but everything is always transforming. Shiv Baba is the transformer. So he is the catalyst. So he himself doesn't change. But in a sense, like he was saying to us this morning, his role does change as well. When he's the Supreme Soul in Bhakti, that's a different role. And his role in knowledge at confluence, that's a different role. But his stage of purity doesn't alter. So it doesn't change in that way. For the human soul, we are actors. And you look at the soul and their role is already predestined in them. So they're going to play that role. There's nothing really for us to think about. The role is predestined in the drama. They're definitely going to play it. As much as I want to make it different, it won't be different. That's the role. And then I, the soul, am also an actor, a traveler. I play my role. I'm on my journey. And then the molecules of nature, they're always forming and reforming, aren't they? This body is temporary, right? The elements of nature have come together, created this body. And then when I, the soul, leaves this body, what happens? These elements go back to nature. So the molecules go back again. They form, they unform, they reform. This house wasn't always here. In fact, this was a forest before, many decades ago. And then a house has been formed of those elements. And then at some point, this house won't be there anymore either. So transformation, right? Death means transformation. And so if we stay in this truth, then we are intensive. And Baba is challenging us. Can you do this through the day? Can you stay in your truth through the day? Catch yourself as you go into, let's use this dark term, falsehood, ignorance, non-knowledge, because that's what it is, isn't it? But because we're used to that, it's become familiar to us. So we feel some level of comfort, but it's not true. And so I just keep reminding myself that these are all just points of light dancing. Shiva, the dance of Shiva is famous in Bhakti. And so at this time of confluence age, we see the dance of Shiva in the Murli. The Murli is the flute, the Gita is the song. So we're seeing the music, the song of Shiva. We see the dance, how Shiva enters a body and makes that body dance and move and speak. So Baba would say the drishti, the words, all of that is a dance of the Supreme Soul. And then we see the dance of creation, the dance of sustenance, and the dance of distraction. Shiva is the transformer. And then we see the dance of souls, like a ballerina sitting in the forehead. The soul is performing a dance, is enabling a body to play a role. And so that soul is a dancer. And then the molecules of nature, they're always moving. Like even if you look at something, it looks like it's still. If you looked in through a microscope, you would actually see that everything inside is moving. So molecules are dancing. In your body, the molecules are dancing around. Nothing is still. And so this is a game of points of light. And those points of light are eternal, and they are the truth. So Baba is saying, if you maintain your awareness and vision on that intensively, then you are staying in the truth. And then you are powerful. You are fearless. And there is no Maya. Maya, the snakes, become a stage for you to dance on. There is nothing to conquer then. Because this power of truth is so powerful, it will unlock your inner power and purity. So let me stop there and invite anyone who's with us live to ask anything or share anything.
Shanti, brother, sisters. I too was experimenting with the point. And what I've experienced is with my own body. I was experiencing some pain, and I just remembered that point form become a point and focus on sending light towards the area that I was experiencing the pain. And in less than a minute, the pain had vanished. And also working with my patient, this one particular could be very grouchy and gets very agitated at the slightest discomfort. And if I was anything, it would only cause a little argument. So when he was complaining about the pain, I just said, and I remember to be in the point form before I speak. And then when I spoke to him, it was like a different reaction, very at ease, very peaceful. And so, yes, when you connect with the point, connect with Baba, that's why Baba says, first consider yourself to be that point and remember the point. That connection is solid. And So yes, I'm getting some very good experience with the point form, seeing the point. Thank you, Shanti.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. This is what Baba's saying to us, that so far Shiva's light has been missing from this world. So let's connect and bring that light intensively into this world, firstly for yourself. And then the more that that connection develops and becomes powerful, it should become a fire, and then it should become volcanic. I remember speaking with Devi Prakashmani once, and she was describing how Brahmababa would walk like a lighthouse in a lighthouse. You didn't have the feeling that someone ordinary was entering the room or something, but it was just this feeling of a lighthouse entering the room. And Brahmababa, like he was sharing this morning, he was keeping this intention, this attention that his yoga shouldn't dip during the day. It should remain volcanic through the day. And he was keeping his body going even at an old age, because those karmic accounts, if you're spreading Shiva Baba's light into your body, into your circumstances, then it's going to help. Sister Jayanti used to share that one of her practices was at Amrit Vela, and just at the end of Amrit Vela, she would put in front of Baba the activities that she's got planned that day, and she would fill those activities with Shiv Baba's light in advance. And it was as if obstacles were removed in advance, and success was then guaranteed in advance. And all those souls were receiving Shiv Baba's light in advance. So everything is light. We've got to connect with the supreme light and then spread that. And then it also unlocks our own lights. I, the soul, am a master, almighty authority. And if I'm not feeling that, it's because I'm not staying in my truth enough. And the more that I do that, then I have a natural power to conquer the vices. The vices are not more powerful than me, and karmic accounts are not more powerful than me. But I have to stay in my truth to feel that. Thanks for sharing. Would anyone else like to come in? Benjamin, would you like to share? Okay, we'll stop there for now. Thank you for joining us, and let's practice staying in our truth intensively and being and seeing and connecting with the points of light. Om Shanti. Have a good week. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.